Hello, everyone, all the beautiful beings of light that are tuning in this now very moment. Welcome. I appreciate and love your guys' support, and I really do this for you guys. So I love the opportunity to be able to share information with you. So what am I going to share with you today? Well, I have a beautiful channeled message. I haven't done a video in a while, and my guides were really pushing me the last couple weeks. And so I finally, was like, all right, give it to me. What do people need to hear right now? And so this was a very loving channeled message that they were really adamant that I record and do today. So I'm just going to read you. I did a little meditation and a channeling, and I wrote everything down, and I'm going to share that with you guys, and I'm going to break it up into a couple sections so that I can explain some things, because for those of you that already communicate to your guides and angels or channel, you know that they love to speak not in code, but there is significant powerful meaning behind like one sentence, or why they have you choose one word over another can mean like 1,000 other things. So I'll break it down a little bit for you. So here we go. Dear shiny ones, today is a unique day in your planetary history. Today marks changes in your planet's grid lines and energetic stability. These changes are monitored closely by the Galactic Alliance and their team that are there on the ground in physical human beings, connected and present in physical form, along with other off-worldly advisors and enforcers. Okay, let me break that down. So I think it is hilarious and very sweet and endearing that they refer to us as shiny ones. So our internal light, and they go a lot into the light body being here in a minute. And so I just thought that was so sweet, because I don't know if they've ever said that before. So I thought it was really funny that they called us the shiny ones, that, our light is so beautiful and bright that we shine to them. So they made it a point today, and they said that today was a very, very specific day in our planetary history, because our planet grid lines and energetic stability is going to be changing and shifting somehow. Now, they said that these changes are monitored closely by the Galactic Alliance team. So essentially what they're saying is there are physical human beings that are directly communicating to the Galactic Alliance here on the ground, as well as non-physical, so who I'm channeling, right? Non-physical light body beings, right? And so that can be angels, that can be guides. When we say guides or light body beings, it's any being that stands for the light and is a part of the light, right? So keep your minds open to all of that, but specifically they're saying that things that are happening and changing right now with the planet, with the grid lines and the electrical stability, they're all being very closely monitored by the Galactic Alliance. Now, here's one reason why things would be monitored by the Galactic Alliance, because whatever we're doing on our planet would possibly affect other planets, other beings throughout the universe. So they have to monitor that we're not going to do something stupid and blow ourselves up, or I don't know, something like that is what I'm thinking, doing things. And it's kind of like a ripple effect. We see this on our own planet, right? We pollute our waterways, and then the whole environment starts to take a dive, or things along those lines, so they're saying if we aren't monitored to some degree, then whatever we do here on our planet could have an effect on other places in the universe. And that's partly why the Galactic Alliance will kind of monitor and or step in if we're about to do something really stupid. So I thought that was all interesting. Okay, moving on. Humanity has begged for change, and changes are upon you. Remember your light. Remember your power. Remember your inner strength and your inner wisdom. Do not feed the fear. Unplug from the noise and plug into source and unconditional love and peace. Know that these changes that are happening are free will changes. Focus on what you want to see and not the potential disasters that could be. Okay, so they're saying humanity has begged for these changes. We've been asking for change, I think, long before even 2020. But, with all of that going on, we've been begging for changes to happen. We're seeing things that are coming up to the surface that need to be seen, that need to be dealt with and handled. And we're begging for changes. And they said, well, careful what you wish for. Change is here. Change is upon you. But then they quickly said, remember your light. Now, in our own personal lives, when anything changes, we start to clinch up a little bit. We're like, oh, this is uncomfortable because it is new. Even though that change may be very positive and good, we have a tendency to be like, white knuckle it a little bit when we know that there's change coming, right? So I wanted to point that out. They quickly said, change is upon you. Things are changing, but remember your light, remember your power, your strength, and your inner wisdom. So they really quickly wanted us to self-correct and be like, no, I'm good, right? I remember my power, I remember my light. And then they said, don't fear, unplug from the noise. Don't be manipulated by fear-based stuff. They're like, don't do that. If you need to plug into source, unconditional love and compassion and energy. They also said that all of these changes that are happening were free will, meaning that we have chosen change. So we've chosen change. It was a free will choice for change. Now not necessarily all of the changes that are about to unfold may be what we chose specifically, but we did choose change. We had a free will choice for change. So they said, really important here, you guys, they said, if you're choosing change, then focus on what you want. They actually said, quote, focus on what you want to see. Focus on the changes that you want to appear in our reality, in your personal life, as a collective, humanity, the world, our planet. Focus on the changes that you actually want. Focus on peace. Focus on understanding, compassion. Focus on a better connection with our planet and nature. Focus on acceptance, all these things. They're like, focus on those things. Do not focus your time, energy, and attention on things that are fear-based. They said, do not focus on the potential disasters that could be, right? Now, we're all guilty of this. Change starts to happen, and immediately we're like, oh my God, this could go really bad. But we often don't look at first how beautiful change can be, and this can be really, really good. So they're saying, monitor yourselves here, catch yourselves, and recognize that you are in control of this change because you still have free will influence. So as changes arise and changes start to happen, focus on the beautiful things, the good things, and what you really want to see. Okay? All right. Next section. Take a breath, dear ones. Feel your energy shift to one of love and peace. See with clear vision. Know that you are light itself. Light is the absence of darkness. So allow every cell within your being to be filled with love and light. This very internal light is your power, your own protection, and your own inner strength. So I think it's easy for us at times to run to our gods, our guides, things outside of ourselves, even our best friends or our parents or whoever, right? To run to them when we're struggling and we need that hero, put on the cape kind of hero, right? And so what they're basically saying is, you don't have to run to a protector. You don't need to be protected. You are the light. You are the one. You have all the pieces. You have all the love. You have all the guidance, right? You have what you need in this right here and now moment. So they said, take a breath and pull in all that beautiful love and peace and have it clear your vision. See things from a new perspective, from a loving, unconditional perspective, right? Know that you are light itself and that light is the absence of darkness. Okay, so this is really an important point that they're going to make and they're going to drive home here. The definition of light is the absence of darkness. So if you know that you yourself are light, you are made up of light, and you can even argue that our smallest molecular level with our atoms, electrons, neutrons, protons, give off light and vibration. So you literally are light, right? So even when, and I don't, this is like a really weird anatomy fun fact because I'm a nerd and I like this kind of stuff. But when a sperm penetrates an ovum or an egg, the moment that the head of the sperm penetrates the egg, the tail falls off, there's an actual flash of light at conception, right? Really, really cool. It took them a long time to discover that because who had a camera up there, you know? So they got a camera up there and they actually saw that. They don't understand why. They don't know why, right? We know why, right? It's the light, right? It's these two beautiful energies coming together and like, I guess like a big bang as far as life goes, right? So what they're saying is you are light itself. This very internal light is your power and your protection. So what they're saying is, if shit's about to hit the fan or you are worried or there's changes going on, don't look outside yourself. Don't look over there. They ain't going to help you. Go within. You are the light. You have that internal power. You are your own protection, right? Okay. Next section. Take a breath, dear ones. Allow this feeling of light to ring and resonate within every cell you have. Hold this space within you. This right here is your power. Be present, be aware, be prepared, but do not, under any circumstances, be fearful. Fear itself is an illusion. Fear dims your light, making you small, and clouds your ability to connect. Whoa, right? Oof, I feel like I need to say that again for a lot of us, right? Fear clouds your ability to connect to your guides. It drops your vibration, right? It dims your light is what they're saying. So if we subscribe to any fear-based stuff, then immediately our light is dimmed. And therefore, we are not as bright. We don't have as much of this sharp vibration. And guess what? Now we really might need protection outside of ourselves because we've dimmed our own light. So that's why they're saying, don't do that. Keep that light within, that internal flame lit. Love and honor yourself and just wash that source love, unconditional energy of love and kindness over you constantly. So that you are in that space where you don't need anything else other than you as far as, love and kindness and protection. They're saying that this is really important, holding that light. Now remember, they talked about change and then they go right into light and stuff. So I don't always know exactly why they want me to pass these messages on to you guys. But there is a reason for that. So if there are changes happening and they keep reminding you to hold that light, it's almost like there's going to be fear-based things dangling in front of us again, and we need to really be centered and grounded and not be distracted by that. Okay. They continued with, today we want to talk more about fear. Today is the day to turn the light on in the fear-based room. So let me show you. They gave me an image of this, and this is why it's one sentence and I'm pausing. So I've seen this analogy a couple of times, and it was really interesting that they used it today in this channeling. So they showed me a pitch black dark room and someone like patting down the walls and looking for the freaking light switch. I mean, it is pitch black. You can't see your hand in front of your face. And that's a little unnerving, right? You lose some of your senses. You start to kind of feel uncomfortable and panicky. You cannot find anything. Like the walls are perfectly smooth. There is no corner. There is no nothing, right? And they said, they said, it's time to talk about fears, right? That's a very fear-based place to being in a pitch black room. And they said, today is the day that you turn the light on and light up basically that room full of fear. Now remember, they're talking about you being the light. So again, what they're saying is, if you're constantly looking outside of yourself for the light switch, it isn't going to be enough. You have to be the one that recognizes that you are the light. Stop looking for the light switch, sister. Flip your light on, right? And what happens when you light a match in a room that dark? It lights it up, right? It would light that place up. Now, what happens all of a sudden when you light a room up like that? you start to see. You start to see all the other little buggies and everything that might be in that dark little creepy room. They scatter. Because remember, light is the absence of darkness. So if you have your internal light on, you don't need to be protected. You are light itself. Does that make sense? I'm going to drive that point home because they were driving it home with me, right? Okay, moving on. Once the lights are on, it is not scary. It is time for you to lean into your fears and lean into a time when you felt discouraged or a time when you felt burdened or even lost. Remember in that moment to turn the light on. Remember who you are and remember where you came from. Light is who you are. You are light itself. Nothing and no one has the power to take away your divine light. So I think very literally they meant, think of a time when you were uncomfortable, when you were fearful, when you felt lost, when you felt distanced or alone, right? Go back to that memory and just imagine how much less suffering you would have had you just turn your light on, right? And so they're saying, go back to that memory, turn the light on, teach yourself, reteach yourself to be that light for yourself, right? And the most beautiful part is they're telling you that you are light itself and nothing and no one has the power to take away your divine light, right? Now we can give our power away, unfortunately, we can do that, but they said nobody has the power to take that away. So when you start to feel lost, when you start to feel disconnected or anything like that, you need to go within and girl, you need to turn that light up, right? Turn up that light because then you can see. And that room is not so scary, right? That room just isn't scary anymore. And you can see if there are any things that need to be taken care of. If there are any little spots that need to be washed or picked up or things that you don't want to trip over, you will see them. There is no more tripping. You can see it. It's right in front of you, right? Really, really beautiful. Okay, they continue to say, we asked for this meeting today of all days, because today is a special day. Your collective light will set forth a shift, and they put in parentheses, yes, again, once again. A shift that affects your very world. Let your light shine. The world and universe needs that light right now. And if for some reason you feel that your light is dim, then refill it with the source's unconditional love and light. Breathe it in. Take a breath, dear ones. For you create light itself, yet it is also freely given whenever needed. It is all around you. Okay, so they said today is a special day. We asked for this meeting of all days, and they said today is the day that they are asking for us to shine our light, that the world and the universe needs this light. And if you don't feel like you might be enough, or you've had a rough couple of weeks and you're just not quite as bright as you wish that you were, they said don't forget you have access to unconditional love and light from source, from the universe, from God, right? We have that right at our fingertips. It is all around us all the time. So they're like, refill that. Let it wash over you. Fill yourself back up. There is no such thing as empty or dimming your light. You can literally recharge yourself or fill it up, right? And lastly, they said, hear this. Feel the unconditional love of these words and this message, and use them to overfill yourself with love and light. We support you. We love you and we hear you. Love and light. So they were very adamant with me sharing that message with you today. Honestly, I don't know why today is so specific. I have some thoughts and theories on that. I know that there are some things possibly going on today. But I've been wanting to do a video for, you know, a little bit, and they were like, nope, today's the day. And I said, okay. So I hope that you guys received that information. I hope it just hit you with truth in your heart chakra. I always tell you guys, like, take it or leave it, but I want you to be open to the messages that come through. And I really hope that this is just a beautiful reminder of how amazing we all are, and these beautiful light body beings, and how they're really sending channeled information to get to you guys so that you are reminded of this, and to not be persuaded or pulled into any fear, to remember who you are, to turn on your light, and to shine super, super bright today more than any other day. Now, I've talked a lot about today specifically, but I do want to say that these videos are also timeless. If you are listening to this video, not on this particular day, but any days there forward in the future, then this is what you needed to hear. There was not a happenstance. It's not a coincidence you click on this video because you needed to hear this message at this time. So for those of us hearing it in the next couple of days, it may be ring true to us in a different form or fashion, and those of us listening to this a year from now, it doesn't mean that the message is lost. This was still meant for you in your timeline and your now moment, if that makes sense. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was a beautiful message, and I was really excited to share it with you. And I hope that if you guys have any questions, you can ask me questions down below, comments, anything like that. But I hope that you walk away with this video in your heart and that you just feel loved. So with that, love and light, my friends.